what we're trying to do is to make sure that what are considered good practices for young children continue up through the primary grades, and not to be thrown off your leadership responsibility to make sure that good teaching and learning is going on. The genesis for creating the Early Childhood Leadership Academy really grew out of some work we've been doing nationally with a group of individuals across the country who have decided to focus on leadership competencies. And so we had a national summit, and part of the convening of this was as a result of a book that I wrote called Doing the Right Thing for Children, 8 Qualities of Leadership. We need to begin to focus on the intentional development of leaders, and we say the development of leaders who are progressive in their thinking and transformational in their actions. In other words, we are looking for results. We can say, what are we doing that's working? And what are we doing that's not working? And teaching cannot be removed from the process, you understand?
We're looking at content. What should young children be learning? How do they learn? But then going to the leadership notion is, what do you need to know about yourself in terms of your own leadership temperament, your style? What risks are you willing to take in terms of leadership? And what kind of habits do you demonstrate?
I've been to a lot of professional development regarding leadership, and they've been good professional development. However, there's not been one that really focuses on early childhood and what being a leader in the field of early childhood means.
I need to not only know my strengths and my weaknesses, I need to understand the instructional strategies put ahead for the teachers and how to use those to move my building forward.
I think one of the best things about this program is that I'm learning to think introspectively and to see myself as a leader and to think about the leadership strengths that I have and how I can grow.
We are challenging the whole concept of what leadership is, which creates a certain amount of disequilibrium and tension.
As an administrator in my district, I've always felt that responsibility between pre-K and kindergarten and how we can make that successful transition. And having my own granddaughter in kindergarten this year, it really helped me also realize that that's an important transition, but children transition every year. And that transition beyond kindergarten into first grade and second grade and third grade are important.
What would we see in a developmentally appropriate 3- and 4-year-old classroom or 5-year-old classroom in terms of a lesson? How would it be different? In many ways, working with adults is like working with young children. I mean, when the light bulb goes on with a young child, the same thing. I never thought about that.
Leadership is not a noun, it's a verb, it's an action.
Honestly, in the beginning, I thought leadership was a position. And through this process, I understand that it's not necessarily about a position, it's about a position of influence and advocacy, but not a position in terms of a title.
I think this whole notion of the leadership style and investigating it from multiple perspectives is actually very new. You don't find that in a typical leadership course.
The design lends itself to some of these breakthrough moments because we have large group activities, we have small group activities. We are also creating a professional learning community. So they're not just students in a course, a study. They begin to connect with one another.
I think it's fantastic, the mix of people in the academy, to be able to collaborate with all of those perspectives and talk about early childhood education, having conversations about practice and why we do what we do and what we're actually doing is really incredible.
When I come here, I'm refreshed, rejuvenated, able to have professional conversations with colleagues and be able to be real.
We're not interested in people who make small changes because the stakes are too high when you think about early childhood education, because that's young children and their families' first exposure to formalized education. So we want leaders who have the courage to take the steps that really make a difference in the lives of children and their families.
It's a field that I think we can all shine, and so as we come together and just as a collective voice, reach out and do what we know is best for children to people who may not understand, as we, forge ahead and make a difference in the K through 8 and K through 12 world, to have that voice to say, we know what's best.
Lots of things in education have to be in the box, but when it comes to our thinking and our beliefs about the potential of children and families and other people that we work with, our thinking can go beyond all that, and we can just be as creative and as innovative as we want to be. And so to me, that's really exciting.